And welcome back to Washington Commanders Insider. Today, we are going to be looking at some more keys for the Washington Commanders as they get ready to take on the Philadelphia Eagles in this upcoming divisional round. And some of these keys are going to have to get done for the Washington Commanders if they want to advance to the Super Bowl. And so let's start with some praise that we are getting from Joe Gibbs. And so the great ball coach, Joe Gibbs, really impressed with Jaden Daniels and his performance. Got a chance to look at the tweet and some of the things that he was talking about, and just really wowed by just what Jaden Daniels was able to do on the road, be composed. But that is obviously some great praise because, well, Joe Gibbs was our head coach when we last won the Super Bowl. And so for him to be there in person at that Detroit Lions game and really, just really feel that this team has something special is great to see. And so with that being said, wanted to go ahead and start to look at some of these keys for this upcoming game. And so yesterday we talked a little bit about the defense, and we talked about the fact that we know that the Washington Commanders are going to have to really slow down Saquon Barkley. I mean, that's just the bottom line here, that the Eagles rely heavily on Saquon Barkley, talking about just how Jaden Hurts really hasn't thrown over 180 yards in 6 of his last 7 games, mainly because they depend on Saquon Barkley, and he's averaged, I think, 145 yards on us in the 2 games. But the one thing that the Washington Commanders did in that last game, in which we were able to get the win at home, is really slowing down Saquon Barkley in the second half. And I get that Jaden Daniels was, or not Jaden Daniels, excuse me, Jalen Hurts, he was out. I could get that out. I get that Jalen Hurts was out due to an injury, but still, the Washington Commanders defense was able to really settle the tide in the second half and slow down Saquon Barkley. And I think that what you're going to see now moving forward with this defense, since they have taken on really some top rushers in this league, whether it's Bucky Irvin, we just talked about taking on Gibbs and Montgomery, and they were able to really slow that down. And I think that this defense is really heated up, and I think that they have a chance to step up again. And so how do they go ahead and really work on this offense some more? And I'm talking about of the Philadelphia Eagles. And so one of the things that the defense has been able to do is really keep things in front of them. I think that they've done a great job as far as not giving up the home run play. And so this is what happens when you do that, especially with the way that our offense has been able to move the football and keep opposing defenses on the field. So now what happens here is that as our offense continues to keep clicking and it gets off to a good start, you naturally put pressure onto the other team's offense. And so that's what we want to do. We want to get off to a good start, and we want to put some pressure on the Eagles to be chasing. And so that suggests that they're going to have to throw the football some more. Now, the great thing about that is you're throwing into a strength of the Washington defense, which is they are the 3rd ranked pass defense out there. So coming into this, very good. And that is not counting, with the addition of Marshon Lattimore, which I think it's gotten better. But by making the Eagles really utilize the field and really have to work the field, you're giving yourself a chance to, I think, get the Eagles to really commit some mistakes. Because one, they're pressing because they're trying to keep up with the offense. So that could lead to a mistake. Number 2, here's the thing with the Washington Commanders and really their front line. They actually have 43 sacks. That was, I think, 11th in the NFL. And so they've been able to get home. And because the secondary, I think, has gotten better with the addition of Marshon Lattimore, and then also, too, with the increased play that we are seeing from Mikey Sainristil. And man, he's been spectacular. I know we talk about Jaden Daniels a lot, but Mikey Sainristil, I said this on yesterday's show, he literally might be one of the best corners that I think we've drafted out of the draft since Champ Bailey. I'm going to have to go back and do my research, but I seriously think that that is the truth. And so he's done a great job. And I think that because of this, now we are seeing that our defense, our defensive coordinator here is a little bit more, I think, comfortable now calling some of these man coverages and leaving these guys on Allen's and trusting that they're going to make some plays. And so we know the Eagles have some elite wide receivers, but they've struggled in this game. And I just have to think that if the Jalen Hurts, the weather condition, and the fact that we're playing as well as we have been in the secondary, he's going to have to hold the football some more, which is going to give us some natural pressure opportunities. And so I think that that is a key. The natural pressures that the Commanders defense could get in this game, that could be huge as far as giving us the field position back. And also, too, it could force Jalen Hurts to throw the football down the field before he wants to. He throws into coverage, and we turn into a very opportunity type of defense, which we did here in this last game against the Detroit Lions. You saw what happened when Jared Goff got flustered. He's pushing from behind. It naturally forces you into mistakes because you are out of rhythm. And so I think that that is certainly going to be, I think, a key for us defensively. And so next, I wanted to go ahead and look at the offense and look at, I think, a major key in this game coming up for us. And it starts with Jaden Daniels and his ability to really be settled during the blitz. I've talked about just how well he has done against the blitz. Going into the coming out of the season, he had 12 touchdowns, 1 INT, 114.7 rating. He was sixth in the league, but man, he's been spectacular against the blitz. And look, man, he's currently now, I think at the time of this, he's second against the blitz with a 90.4 QBR rating. And the one thing that the Eagles really did, I think, in the second game is they blitzed a bit more in that second game. And then you were seeing that Jaden Daniels was able to make some plays there. But in the first game, it was more the Eagles kind of settling, sitting back in their zones and things like that, which led to some sacks. And so, look, I know that the offense has really, I think, evolved since that time, because going into that first game against the Eagles, that is where we heard all the noise around Cliff Kingsbury and the fact that Terry McLaurin was only lined up on one side. And, have we got the offense figured out and yada, yada, yada. But I think that this offense has really evolved. It is now a bit more up tempo. It is now getting players into some good spaces and pockets into the defense. And so it's just gotten to the point now where it's either, even if you don't come after Jaden Daniels, he's still able to make some huge plays. In fact, I think he had one huge play to De'Ami Brown, if I'm not mistaken. And that was where literally he had so much time to just sit back there and find his wide receiver. And I have to think that that is something that Jaden Daniels can certainly take advantage of. And we know how good he is against the blitz. And so it is going to be the ability for Jaden Daniels to continue to be composed against the blitz, and also too for this offensive line to really hold up and give him the necessary time for some of these wide receivers to open up against the Philadelphia Eagles and their secondary. So I think that that is key for the Washington Commanders. Got to control that line of scrimmage. Give our guys some time. Know that if you do let some players in, he's going to be able to evade. And we just have to continue to do what we have been doing in getting into those spaces and letting Jaden Daniels get the football to you so you can make some plays. And so anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about this most recent praise from the great Joe Gibbs about the Washington Commanders. Love to hear your thoughts as we are a day closer to another great contest coming up. I'm certainly looking forward to this. Super excited to see the Washington Commanders. Man, any place, anywhere, I think that these guys are going to be ready. So I'll see you on the next video. And as we always say around here, go Commanders. I'll see you in the next one. All right. Peace. Peace. Peace.